Okay, this video has been a long time coming. I wanted to see if I could run Fusion 360 on a Chromebook, and I want you to watch this video and tell me what you think. But as you see from the photo below, it shows my Z80 workstation and my $49 Chromebook, apparently running Fusion 360. But take a look and see what you think. Okay, I'm going to show you how to log into Fusion using a web browser. So you can run this either on a Mac or Windows or probably even a Raspberry Pi that has an internet connection. Make sure, first of all, that you're logged into the school account, your school account through Winston-Salem Schools. And I'm going to come up here to this Google window and I'm going to do a Control V, and I'm going to paste in fusion.online.autodesk.com. And I'm going to enter that, and it's going to come up and show me that you can use this on a Chromebook or any kind of educational device for eligible members of the education community. Okay, so I'm going to try to launch Fusion right here, and it's going to go out there and spin around for a little bit. Then it's going to launch up Fusion. One thing I thought was kind of interesting is I looked at some of these articles over here. On one that really caught my fancy was Icon, a company that designs vintage-inspired vehicles using Fusion 360. So yeah, you too could become a car designer, just like we are with our dragster projects, our transportation modeling, and various things that we do. So I'm going to let Fusion go ahead and crank this up. It may take a moment or two, so let's be patient. There we go. It loaded up Fusion 360. Okay, looks pretty cool. Now this is a new file. I'm going to go ahead and open up my browser, and I can come over here and see all my projects that it's been out there. And I'm going to scroll down to sample drafting parts. Double click on that, and yeah, there's some parts out there. So let's see if we can actually do a simple part. I'm going to come over here and do something entirely new. So I'm going to exit out of that, and I'm going to create a new file, and I'm going to use the front view, and I'm going to draw a rectangle, and my rectangle is obviously in millimeters. So here's how I would do it if I'm drawing it in inches. So if it's 5 inches, I multiply 5 times 25.4, which is the same as 5 inches. And then I can use my D key, which it remembers all my shortcuts, which is amazing. So I'll come out here and I will not measure, but I will do a dimension. So I'll grab this using my D key, and it's, I think, 1.25 inches tall. So I'm going to say, actually it's 2.5 inches tall. So I'm going to say 2.5 times 25.4. And let's do that. Now, that gives me my size. So now what I want to do is I want to come in and draw a center line here. Put a center line in. Actually, that's a just construction line. And I want to come over here and draw a line across here. I'm just going to make it arbitrarily in size. I'm going to take that line and make it a, close that. I'll make that, okay, whatever. I'll get rid of this. And now I'm going to add a constraint. A constraint is like features that you want to have added to a particular piece of artwork that you design or graphics you want to design. So I'm going to select this object here, and I'm going to select that one. Let's do that again. And see how I just moved that one back to the center? I think that's pretty cool. So now we're equidistant on both sides. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a dimension in here, and I'm going to say that's going to be 25.4 times 2. Okay, now with that in, I'm going to come over here and draw a line from here to there. Now granted, it's a construction line, but we can fix that here in a moment. So I'm going to give a dimension on this construction line from here to there, and I'm going to say it's 20 millimeters. Okay, now I'm going to mirror that line, which should be this one right here. Hit the mirror command, select the object, select my mirror line. I want to mirror it on this. Hit OK. Now what I want to do is I want to convert this one and this one from construction lines into solid lines. Now what I want to do is hit my S key for shortcut, go over here to trim, which I could have pulled off the top up here. I'm going to trim that out. And now what I want to do is I want to extrude that using the E key. And I'm going to say, let's go 1.25 times 25.4. And now I've got a new part. Okay, that's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and save this as, we'll say 2025 hyphen simple ortho ISO part -001. Okay, so as you can tell, Fusion works really, really good inside of a web browser. Now, I'm not 100% sure, I'm not 100% convinced of it yet. I'm going to go get one of my old Chromebooks and see if I can do this again. Talk to you in a minute. Well, it looks like it brought up the, I logged in successfully, which is always a challenge because I always forget my password. So let's go ahead and say launch Fusion and let's see what it does. Yeah, there you go. It's a spinning wheel. Okay, again, you know, these are some pretty cool articles. I think this one's kind of interesting about Hyundai Motors Group, New Horizon Studios, pushing for the boundaries of a vehicle design, a walking car concept in Fusion. I guess that'll work on Mars. I'm not sure I want to be a part of that. But yeah, here's my little $43 HP Chromebook that I bought refurbished off Amazon just to see if I could have the cheapest form of computing possible. Little did I ever think that it would actually be able to run CAD. So we're about to find out. So let's see what happens. I'm probably have to hold my camera. Look at that. It brought Fusion up. So let's see if I can go find a file. Yeah, there's a file I worked on a few minutes ago. Double click on it. Oh yeah, I'm liking this a lot. So now I'm going to hit my A key. And let's see if I can bring the appearances menu up. That I did. Let's scroll down here to, let's see what we can find. Fusion appearances. I got some basic ones here. Let's come down and see if we can find plastic. There's plastic. And of course, you know what color I'm going for, guys. I always go for that pretty red that I like so much. And I don't see it. This is not good. So I'll keep looking up here. I'll click on ABS. Okay, well, actually, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to come over here and go to Paint. Let's go to Glossy. Let's scroll down. There's my red. Haha. So I put that red on there. Life is good. So it looks like we can come in here and we can add colors to this. Let me see if I can rotate this around. That I did. And I'll come over here and I'll do a sketch. I'm going to grab that surface right there. And I think what I'm going to do is grab a rectangle by center. I'll find the midpoint. Yep, see a little triangle pull up. That's the midpoint. Okay, I'm going to say 20 millimeters on that, and I'm going to give it a depth of, let me hit tab over to, I'm going to say 30, which would give me a depth of 15 on that cut. And I'll say, okay. And I will finish that sketch. Rotate out here in 3D space. I'll grab my extrude command and I'll come over here and select on this guy here and go right through there. Yes, it works. So there you go. Doing 3D solid modeling on a $49 Chromebook. Man, it doesn't get any better than that, does it? That means anybody can have access to powerful 3D design software and can do some very cool stuff. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get out of this and put this in the video and put it up on Canvas so you guys can see it.